Hello. Okay, so I pulled some cards. We got the Queen of Swords reversed in your situation, the Sun reversed in the action, and in the outcome we have the Devil reversed. So there's a couple ways to read that Devil reversed in the outcome. So the Queen of Swords is, bad. It talks about bad tempers, things being cut out that no longer serves you, but not going back, kind of just cutting out that behavior. So there could be a couple different things. It could be you needing to cut out that behavior. It could be obviously assisting Mitchell and cutting out that behavior. So you're going to cut out the behavior or cut out Mitchell. That's what the situation is that we don't know yet. I know me doing the reading today is a little bit different than me doing it yesterday because you guys have kind of reconciled. But, the Queen of Swords is, once she gets super fed up, she's done. So that's just a little bit of the warning of the Queen of Swords. She can be pretty brutal, and boundaries need to be set too, so this doesn't keep happening over and over again. And if it does, then what happens? So that's the situation. I don't think we really need clarification. The Sun reversed, still a happy card, but again, there's shadows there. So on the surface, it looks happy, but underneath, or it could be the opposite. It could be that, on the surface, it looks like you guys have some issues, but you are able to resolve it. The Sun is still good when it's reversed, obviously. Because it's coming out in the action, the Sun is saying that things need to be illuminated. Things need to be pushed out into the open. And coupled with this Queen of Swords reversed, it's kind of like, I'm not a fan of, ultimatums, but is there something that needs to happen that, hey, we resolved it this time, but if it happens again, this kind of thing. So things have to be illuminated. And again, I'm not necessarily saying ultimatum. I mean, and obviously the Sun reversed is about shadow work and people putting in the time. And I know that, like, you're in therapy, the kids are in therapy, Mitchell's in therapy, everybody's in therapy. So I don't know if you guys have done couples therapy. Obviously, he has anger issues. He has unresolved childhood issues, all that shit. You know all that. So, I mean, this is the card of shadow work. That's what the action is saying. That, like, this is going to keep coming up unless, work is done. We have the Knight of Swords. So a lot of swords is about truth. This is about standing in the truth. Things need to be kind of kept out and not hidden away. Things, need to be not out in the open, but like this honest conversation needs to be had at all times with this Knight of Swords. And if this is something that, you're in a long-term relationship, obviously you guys live together, but it's not working with, there's this situation is not going to change anytime soon. You're going to have the kids, or it's going to be a while before the kids are, older and more self-sufficient. It's going to be a while. So this is not going to go away. So this needs to, stay at the forefront. We have the Six of Swords. So this is moving on into calmer waters. So again, it's all swords. And this is all swords. So when I see all swords, it's all about honesty and truth and knowledge and keeping things in the forefront. With the Sun being out there, it's like we got to keep this in the spotlight because this is not something that's going to change. What needs to change is, obviously how it's handled, how, Mitchell handles things, how you handle things. So, this is something that's not going to, it's not going to go away. It's going to keep coming up. We do have the Three of Pentacles reversed, which, kind of talks about a shaky foundation. There is indication that, you're moving on into calmer waters, but that Knight of Swords is still kind of there saying, okay, but the truth has to come out. It's got to stay out. Mitchell has certain things. You try your best to give him alone time and all that kind of stuff. There is kind of a shaky foundation here because, again, it's going to keep coming up. So, if you do want to move on to calmer waters, this has to be discussed often. This has to be discussed, I don't know. And I know you guys do, but this has to be at the forefront. This has to be discussed not in the heat of anger, but when everybody's calm. And, obviously you know that. And then the outcome, you have the devil reversed. So I like the devil reversed. It does talk about getting unbound from a situation. So however you want to look at that, it could be better communication in the horizon. It could be moving forward on your own, or it could be, getting an apartment. It's something about being unbound. So the next card we have is the Page of Cups. So, this is baby steps. This is, you're very loving towards everybody. You put other people first. This is good news. So, I'm not going to read the devil reversed as you leaving the situation, but it looks like you're going on to somewhat calmer waters. Two of Cups. So, definite soulmate connection. So it's not something you just want to walk away from. So that's why I wanted to see what the devil was the advice that you should just walk away from, the house, Mitchell. And this is saying no. There's a definite strong soulmate connection. There's a lot of love here. You got to have open communication here, which you're totally willing to do as long as he's willing to do that. We have the King of Wands reversed. So anger has to be addressed. It's not necessarily going to go away. The King of Wands reversed. There's a ton of love here. And the devil is, saying, yes, you need to be unbound, but it's not necessarily, obviously you got the soulmate card, so it's not saying, oh, you should leave. There's got to be some sort of solution that comes out, because this King of Wands is, when he's reversed like that, it's like, anger and violence and just that's got to be addressed. So I don't know if this really helps. I think it's just telling you what you already know, which this has to be discussed prior to a meltdown, because at that point it's, it's like, I don't want to say it's too late, but it's like, it's hard. And, Jude doesn't really have the capacity to understand what's going on. And that's why he's acting out. So I think that's why that King of Wands is coming. Yes, get unbound from the situation. You don't have any cards of moving. You don't have any cards of picking up and moving, relocating households. There's nothing here to indicate that. But there's a strong soulmate connection, but there's anger management issues, and you have a ton of swords, and there is a shaky foundation there that has to, that definitely has to be in your action. That has to be addressed. How can we make this foundation stronger? There's nothing here to indicate, oh yeah, you know what, you should probably move out and find a new place. The devil being reversed does talk about, in the future being unbound from a situation. But it could be maybe that you guys are getting couples counseling, or, summer is coming. So, there'll be things to do outside and things like that. So, this is reading current energy. This reading is a lot better today, like I said, than it would have been maybe yesterday when I did, if I would have done the reading then, because I do like the sun in your action, because it does illuminate things. It's an optimistic card, but when it's reversed, it talks about that shadow stuff. That has to be addressed. And it has to be kept at the forefront, because it's not okay, obviously, for him to act out like that. And that King of Wands, in your outcome is saying, yeah, this is a soulmate connection. Yeah, there's a lot of love. And, you're very patient with the Page of Cups. But, the King of Wands is still coming up. That anger has to be dealt with. He's got to do what he has to do to get unbound from that anger and have some sort of tools. Seems like you've implemented things, like you try to take the kids to your mom's, you try to do things, but he's got to do some sort of self-coping things as well so I don't know if this helps, but I'm going to send it to you, because I think it's, stating the obvious. I get that it's not but again, the advice is that, there's a, huge soulmate connection. There's a lot at stake here. This isn't something, and I think the other point that I want to make, is there's nothing to indicate, yes, you should, get another apartment or branch out or leave, or there's nothing to indicate that either. The only card in the outcome is the devil reversed, which is about getting unbound. But that's, however, it could be getting unbound from old patterns and old habits. Something's got to change. Something's got to give. With the fact that the summer is coming up, the sun card is in the action. Maybe Jude will be a little bit more active. You guys will be doing more things outside. I don't know. So I hope this helps, and I will talk to you later.